Last year, of course, was a great year for stocks overall. How did that impact your strategy in stock selection? Was it harder to find some values?
Well, we kind of go by the Warren Buffett phrase. Our trading is lethargy bordering on sloth. So the world kind of rotates around us. I think we had 11% turnover last year. We've averaged 13% turnover the last 5 years. Therefore, average holding period is 7 years. So we have wonderful companies. We think we're early in a long economic cycle. So therefore, there's not a lot to change from a magnitudinal standpoint.
So that might explain the weighting in consumer discretionary stocks then.
Right.
Because that's your biggest weighting. Does that continue this year then?
Yeah. I've been around a long time. I started in the investment business in 1980, so I was a young stockbroker in 1982 when we came out of the deep recession of the early 80s and had high unemployment. And we looked at the playbook and we said, well, what did you want to do? Well, you want to get involved in wonderful companies and just sit on your hands for 10 or 15 years and allow the aging of those young baby boomers to make those consumer companies wealthy. Well, now we've got the echo boomers, largest population group. They're a little slower getting their life started than we were, so they started about 28 getting started, whereas we started at 23. So we have that cycle the next 10 years to deal with. That should be real good for consumer discretionary consumption.
In terms of individual stocks, the biggest holding you had at the end of the year was Gannett, the name behind USA Today. It outperformed the S&P in a big way last year, but 70% of its business is in old school newspapers.
Well, not anymore now that they've purchased Belo. They now have 40 network affiliated television stations. And so the first thing to understand is they have a 35% representation in the largest metropolitan advertising markets in the United States. So any national advertiser has to go through their 84 dailies and their 40 network affiliate television stations. Secondly, they're the largest both of NBC and CBS affiliates, and NBC has a lot of improving to do, and Comcast is very motivated to improve NBC. So as it gets better, the network affiliates get better, and we have election spending soaring over the decades and so forth. So it's a great play on an improving economy. Auto dealers, retailers, residential real estate, all has to go across that bridge.